Aloha, this is Jonathan, and I just want to welcome all my new subscribers and thank all my old subscribers for watching. Today I'm going to do an unboxing and first impressions of the Lo Scarabeo Tarot. Obviously it's by Lo Scarabeo, and it's by Mark McElroy and artwork by Anna Lazzarini. The art of divining begins a new chapter. The three great magical traditions of the West meet in a single deck. So the reason I ended up getting this deck is because, as it says, the three great magical traditions of the West meet in a single deck. So this deck is supposed to be a mingling of again, I love it when they come with these little pull tabs. So this deck is supposed to be a combination of, didn't quite make it all the way, of the Rider-Waite, or sorry, let's start chronologically. So this deck is supposed to be a mingling of the Tarot de Marceille, the Waite Smith, and the Thoth deck. So you got a big old ding. Sorry, I got distracted there. See, there's a dent in the box, which, you know, these Lo Scarabeo boxes don't hold up that well. Typical little tuck box. And then I don't think this one has a pull tab on it. Oh yeah, here we go. Let me just find it. It does, yay. Tarot Lo Scarabeo, Tarot Lo Scarabeo. Envisioning the deck. To commemorate their 20th year in business, the team at Lo Scarabeo decided to commission the development of a flagship deck. Rather than produce a hastily conceived and sterile corporate deck, Lo Scarabeo wanted the Lo Scarabeo Tarot to be both a tribute to the company's achievements and a powerful tool for divination, reflection, and metaphysical study. As Riccardo Minetti put it, we know a flagship deck would become collectible, but we wanted the Lo Scarabeo Tarot to be considered useful and appealing on its own merits as well. Many ideas for the theme of the deck were considered and discarded, but one concept reoccurred again and again. With literally thousands of tarot decks on the market, three decks, the venerable Tarot de Marceille, the dramatic Waite Smith, and the scholarly Thoth, command an unparalleled level of authority and recognition. What if the Lo Scarabeo Tarot were to unify the distinctive symbolic vocabulary of these decks? What if each card in the Lo Scarabeo Tarot could draw inspiration from all three traditions? With this concept in place, Lo Scarabeo approached me to script the deck and secured artist Anna Lazzarini to create the artwork. The concept behind Lo Scarabeo Tarot sounds simple enough, but in practice, producing an attractive, symbolically rich, and visually appealing fusion of these three decks provided to be quite a challenge. Artistic styles, card order, and trump titles differed dramatically from deck to deck. The TDM Major Arcana has a great deal in common with the majors of the other two decks, but the TDM Minors feature little more than evocatively arranged suit symbols and sparse decorative elements. The familiar Waite Smith images had to be integrated without allowing them to constrain the new deck's unique voice. And while we wanted the Lo Scarabeo deck to be both friendly and approachable, we also wanted the cards to reflect the mythic depths and visceral artwork that characterizes the Crowley-Harris Thoth deck. In addition to drawing together elements from the TDM, Waite Smith, and Thoth decks, we also wanted each card to feature some new visual or thematic element, some small touch that might reflect contemporary card interpretations or expand the meanings associated with each card. The production of a deck often begins with the scripting of the 3 or 4. Okay, I don't think I need to keep reading. I wanted you guys just to understand why these cards might be a little different. There's quite a lot in here about it, though. A lot of background, and then you get the divinary. Very short. I mean, 2 words per card, it looks like. And then here's the write-up for this spread here. And then we get it. So just that much is English, the rest of it's the other languages. But it's interesting that they tried to combine all 3 of the major Tarot systems. And that's one of the reasons, or actually the main reason I ended up getting it. So of course you get your typical join our Lo Scarabeo. And of course, you know. Oh, I have it upside down. But that's okay. Lets us see the backs. So the backs are obviously very much the Lo Scarabeo scarab. And it's the typical. And actually, it's a little thicker than most Scarabeo decks. Just a little. Just a hair. But it's definitely nice. So here we have. So they have it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different languages. And here we have the Fool. And it looks like he's walking on clouds. And he's got a cup of flames in his hand. Very interesting. Here we have the Magician. Sorry if my son's TV is a little loud in his room. High Priestess. The Empress. What is that on her belly? It looks like a dove. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a minute and go tell him to turn down the TV. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Here we have the Emperor, l'Empereur. You really do see little details of all 3 in here. One of these days I should do a comparison video with this deck and the other 3, like the base. Hierophant and Papa. The artwork is really pretty. The Lovers. Wow. I really do see all 3 decks on this card for sure. Oh, sorry. I realized it was off screen there. Chariot. Pretty decent cardstock for sure. I'm actually kind of tempted to trim this white border off. It wouldn't make that much of a difference, but I think it would make this stuff pop a little more. Well, they kept strength as number 8, even though 2 out of the 3 have justice as number 8. Oh, that's interesting, that little silhouettes of, looks like someone gossiping or something. Not quite sure. The Hermit, carrying a serpent wrapped egg. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Oh, interesting. She's not blindfolded, but the baby at her feet is blindfolded. Huh. Wow. And then, what is in the scales there? That's the feather, obviously. It's like a burst of light in that side. Here we have the Hanged Man. Death. I love that Death is wearing a crown. And there's broken implements at his feet. Huh. Temperance. I love the yin yang. Alchemy. I told that boy to turn down the TV. Oh well. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. The Devil. Oh. Looks like these guys have freed themselves of their chains. See? The chains are just laying on the ground. Very cool. And then she has the male suit, so she's got the wands and the swords, and he's got the female suit, which is the cups and the pentacles, or coins. Huh. Here we have the Tower. This is a really cool deck. I'm not so sure I like the backs very much, but the deck themselves, very cool. Oh wow. Still got the Ibis. It's like the tree has got flames, so. You have the 7-pointed star. Here she's pouring wine, maybe? I'm not sure what that is. And then water on a rose. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to pull out the 3 that this is based off of just to compare and see what the different symbols are. Oh, interesting. These are, instead of just regular towers, they're lighthouses. Very obvious wolf and dog. Is that a spilled cup? And then crab on a coin. That's an interesting take. The sun. Oh, you don't get a creepy kid. That's good for those of you who don't like the creepy kid. There's no sunflowers though. And definitely still about victory though, isn't it? Here we have Judgment. The hourglass has run out. Blowing the horns. The World. So you get the force. Oops. Sorry about that. Dropsies. You get the 4 suits instead of the 4 archangels. And the Lo Scarabeo symbol there. Half red, half white, which is an alchemical thing. And we start with the cups. Here we have the Ace of Cups. Oh, I guess they're chalices here. Two of Chalices.
Papa?
Oh, just a minute. Okay, let's get back to it. Here we have the Three of Cups. And I love that they have the Marseille symbol in the main symbol, which is cool. And kind of cool, actually. Definitely its own take on that. Here we have the Four of Chalices, and again, you get the Marseille imagery as like part of the picture. Huh. Just out of curiosity, let me see what they have to say about cups. They don't really have much in here. So 4 is satiation. Okay. Huh. Here we have the 5, which is interesting because you have that Thoth star, upside down star with the 5 cups at the corners. Huh. Lots of boobies. 6 of Chalices. Now, excuse me, but how is this childhood memories? But, yeah, let's see what they have to say. 6 of Chalices. Plentifulness. Okay. Here we have the 7. Looks like there's a sea serpent under it all. And then all those choices that you usually have for the 7 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Still have someone walking away. But he's carrying a lotus. Interesting. 9 of Chalices. Here you got the smug guy that you always get with the 9 of Chalices. But look, bees all around. And is that honey? I think that's honey in the cups. And each cup has a bee symbol on it. I don't know if you can focus. Here we have the 10. Huh. So you got 9 cups being filled by the 10th cup. Interesting. And we have the page. You got the fish in the cup. I love that it's a woman. Then you got a swan and a turtle. Alright, they're knaves. So you got knaves. Knights. The Knight of Chalices has a serpent in his chalice, and he looks like he's riding a sea serpent. Well done. The Queen of Chalices is sitting in a lotus blossom with a stork. And the King has fish jumping and a sailboat. And it looks like he's talking with the crab. You see that? He's got a shoulder crab. Excuse me, sir, you have crabs. Here we have the... Sorry, I got distracted. Ace of Pentacles. Ophion to Mea. You don't get that gateway, but you definitely have like the barren hills with like the lush lower ground there. Oh wow. That's definitely a mingling there, isn't it? I can see the Marseille, the Waite Smith, and then like the crowned serpent with the yin yang is, I don't know, that makes me feel Thothish. Here we got the 3. Lily on one side, rose on the other. Oh. 4, you get the 4 elements. And he's in his little castle. It's a very little castle. And we have the 5. And they're symboled on each of them. Each of the pentacles has, I was going to say that one of the platonic solids, but there's moon too, so I'm not sure. Here we have 6. And we get all these planetary symbols. 7. Huh. I'm getting drawn in by these images, which is a good thing, right? All these that are on the tree are like, look broken and colorless, and then there's one there just under his hoe that's still golden. And again, you get the lily and the rose. So. Here's the 8. Huh. The 9. Oh, she's got the dove of peace. Interesting. I love all the little snails. And here we have the 10. You still get that tree of life imagery. That's cool. And you got the dog and the child. Knave of Pentacles. This is like, I don't know if you can see, it's like vibrating in her arm. We have the Knight. I think the Knights are all going to be naked. Naked. Well, I guess he's got a cloak on, so he's not really naked. And he's riding a cow. Or a bull, I should say. Oh, right, for Taurus stuff. And here you got the Queen of Pentacles. Lilies and roses. I love that little touch with the lilies and roses. And the King holding the world in his hands. Here we have Ace of Wands. Very much like the Marseille wand. Two of Wands. He still has the globe in his hand, but he's not looking off. Fleur de lis and... oh wow. I love that little touch. Here we got the 3. And that's very much like the Marseille 3 right there. He's waiting on the beach. He's got the fire going. Oh, and he's got riches at his feet. The 4. Again, we get that imagery of the Marseille 4 in the background. But you still have the obvious festival vibe going on. 5. They're literally arguing, and I got the the Marseille look, but at the same time looks like a matchstick. That's cool. I like that. 6, again, you get the Marseille nod. 7. 8. Oh, I see that's from Thoth. And there's a meteor hitting. Again, Marseille, the Thoth. Don't see much right away in this one, but there's the meteor hitting, so interesting. Here we have the 9. He's tying them all together. So that in 10, apparently, he can carry them even though they're still smoldering. They're smoldering. Here we have the page. Oh, sorry, knave. The knave or the valet. Still got that nod to the Rider-Waite with the salamander. Oh, and this one you get the knight is not naked. It's the knave that's naked. That lion is fierce. I love that image. Queen of Wands. King of Wands. Is his throne in the middle of some lava? Looks like he's sitting in some lava there. Interesting take. Here we have the Ace of Swords. That reminds me of the Thoth Ace. Oh, interesting. The handle is a coiled serpent. And you get holly. Oh, that's an interesting take on it. 2 of Swords. They look more like sabers. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Here we get that nod to Marseille. And he's meditating, and yet he's floating too. And again, you get the lily in one hand and rose in the other. I love that nod to the Rider-Waite. 5 of Swords. Oh yeah, definitely got that Thoth vibe with the way it's set up. Six, got the Marseille vibe, but you still got the... Interesting that she's holding a rose. Makes me wonder where the lily is. 7. Watch out, dude. You might be stealing some swords and stuff, but you got a cobra at your feet. Here we have the 8. That's a very interesting vibe. Huh. 9. Oh, we got that. The curved swords, like night terrors. Oh, but look, he's got the key with him. There's the key, and then there's a lock right there. I guess it's the key to escape. And here we have, oh, that's an interesting take on the 10. Huh. He's walking away. And it's interesting too that the different handles they're not really sword handles. They're it's triggering something in my brain, but I can't think of it. It's been a long time since I looked at the Thoth deck, so that might be in reference to that. Here we got the Page of Swords. I see. So in the Cups and the Pentacles, the knights were naked, but in the wands and swords, we got the knave or valet naked. Let's see, here's the knight dressed. Oh, there's people falling in the sky. He's gonna swoop in any minute now. Here, oh my. I guess that's a reference to Thoth. We got the Queen of Swords here holding a head of somebody. Oh, interesting. And then the King of Swords is also holding a head. Off with their heads, apparently. Huh. Like I said, I think I want to sit down with this deck, a regular Waite, a regular Marceille, and the original Thoth, and just sit down and kind of go through it all. So, do you happen to have the Lo Scarabeo Tarot? Do you use it much? Do you find that the symbolism is like a good way of mingling all three systems? Or does it feel too like Rider-Waite heavy for you? I think I saw pretty much a good mingling of all three systems, so let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Until next time, aloha.